Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, straight from the spirit chair every week. Welcome, welcome. If you are new, thank you so much for being here. My name is Elizabeth. As I said, I'm a divine channeler, a medium, a spirit extractor specialist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. Thank you again. I always want to make sure to thank my wonderful subscribers. I really appreciate you being a part of this family. Everything that I do with all my heart and soul. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to be able to do the work that I do, to be able to put out these videos on YouTube to help people who are on very special paths, to be able to share messages from the angelics, to do very direct channeling, to be a psychic medium, to connect people with those loved ones on the other side, and also being able to be a spirit extractor and be able to clear people who have very extreme interferences, psychic attacks, attachments, and things of that nature. I am, experiencing a lot of emotions today. Actually, not only just today, it's been for some days now. The 1212 gateway has been very challenging for people, and there's some newer information that I want to share regarding it. So I did put up a video about the 1212 gateway, but there's new information that is being revealed to me that I want to share with others, and hopefully this will help to clarify some of the very difficult emotions, difficult things that you're going through. But also, and really mainly, I want to be able to shed light on the positive nature of this portal, of this time. I know it's difficult, but we have to look at why it is happening and look at the brighter picture, the higher picture of what we're going through, and that it is purely a miracle to go through the transitions that we're going through, and it's quite an honor to be able to go through this on the planet at this time. So if you are new to the channel, I am not someone that's going to put my emotional burdens on anyone else. I am really here to just speak the truth, to clarify what I'm receiving from the divine, also to help to reconfirm things by my own personal experiences as well, and to help everyone to really stay in the faith and the trust. And if you have fallen out of the faith and the trust lately, if you have been really questioning things, I just want to help to bring the light-filled truth to what has been happening. So for the 1212 gateway, now this was a very, very huge full moon 1212 at 1212 a.m. gateway in Gemini. And this one was truly a very huge activation of the light body, or the Merkaba. And what we have to realize is that when we're going through, and most of you who are watching these videos, you have been going through gateways and activations. You recognize going through the full moons and new moons and the solstice energies and things, and Lionsgate, and you realize that, oh my gosh, okay, you're kind of like trying to prepare yourself for going through some intensity. We can't always really be prepared for what's going to come. We kind of brace ourselves, but we know that we're going to be having things come up. This one was a really big push with the union energies. And when I say union energies, I do not mean that just as a twin flame would come into union in the physical sense of a partnership. It does include the preparation for that, yes, and we'll talk about that. But we're talking about unity consciousness, where we're in unity with Source. We're in unity with our own I am that I am, our I am presence, our highest version of ourselves, our Christed selves. We are in unity with the flow of Source, which includes all abundance. We are unified. We feel we're unified with all living creatures, unified with the planet. This is the unity consciousness. These are the higher unity energies that were really activated very strongly within us for the 1212 gateway. And one of the main themes that I got, we'll talk about some things, and I took some notes too, so I don't forget anything, because I have so much that's running through my mind. But one of the key themes has been security and stability. Okay. And what's really coming up very clearly is being able to take care of your own needs. What is it going to take to have you feel secure within yourself? What is it going to take to have you feel secure in life? Okay, now what does security mean to you? Okay, and what are the blockages here with that? How have you possibly blocked yourself with feeling secure in life, feeling stable? For many, manifesting abundance, even like prosperity, but it doesn't have to be just prosperity. It could be abundance of, it could be health, it could be prosperity, it could be relationship, family situation, home and hearth, creating that family unit, having that family unit, that happy ever after. And I have to say that this is a big one for people. And of course, the holiday season, it really does magnify that. And, this is not to torture us in any way that we're going through this. This is truly to help us to step into our unity, our unification with ourselves. This is so that we can understand if we have limited ourselves, if we have felt that we were always in lack, if we felt like we were always disconnected from living a prosperous life or a healthy life or a life and a husband and wife and children and happy family scenario, that aspect, if we felt like we were disconnected from that, or there's been anything that we've been holding on to in terms of patterns, beliefs, trapped memories from the past, repressed emotions in regards to security, those are the things that have been really coming up and triggering a lot of people. And I also want to be clear about this too, is that some people are also finding that their karmic situations may, from the past, I want to say karmic situations from the past, as well as ones that are also ending now. There's a huge ending with karmic situations, karmic people, karmic actions, all of that is really being wrapped up. But some people are experiencing that even though you may not be in a karmic partnership, karmic marriage situation any longer, that you're still holding on to some sort of emotion or emotions or memories from that karmic partnership that is connected to stability and security. And I noticed some of these things that were coming up for me today, also on another day as well. I'm in the middle of a move, so I had to really look through a lot of stuff that I had from a karmic marriage, because I used to be in a karmic soulmate partnership, and it has been my learning, it has been my growth. So many of us have recognized that. And it was just really strange going through, some of the stuff that I had and how some of those memories came up. And then I noticed that there was a lot of really heavy emotions that were coming up. And I was like, And, it's not for us to judge ourselves and to say, hey, I didn't do a good job healing this. I thought I cleared this. I thought that, I moved on from the situation and I forgave and I understood the learning lessons and the growth and everything. Then I must have not done a good job. Why am I reacting, having these emotions come up? We have to recognize that when we're going through such a big activation, that light filters through so strongly. It's going to go to the very, very bottom layers that are really hidden deep and down, and that we didn't realize were there, that it had no light on that. It didn't shed any light on those areas yet. So there were some areas for me. This may be the same type of thing for you, or maybe something a little bit different, but certainly I'm getting that stability, security, taking care of your needs, where you feel you lack in those areas, because we have to remember that a lot of preparation is happening now. Preparation for having a physical life that you truly love and you truly desire. And with that comes, being able to get through a lot of those layers and things that we don't like looking at, in many cases we didn't know what was there. And we are now at this time where we are preparing. There's a big, huge preparation factor going on. And it's a scary time for some people because it's like we are afraid of the unknown. Is this going to happen? When is it going to happen? Maybe it will never happen. So it causes a lot of anxiety for some people. Also, being in alignment with your purpose. This is also related to Earth. I'm getting a lot of the Earth element. Think Archangel Ariel. Think of the Earth Goddess. Think of the Queen of Pentacles. Think of being able to have that life that you desire in the manifested reality where you're thriving, where you're manifesting very easily, where you are not putting out any worry into the universe or holding on to constant beliefs and patterns of lack. That's where we're going. So if you are being triggered by these types of things, there's a reason. And that's because there are certain beliefs, there are certain patterns, there are fears. Some of these things may come from the ancestral line. Other things may come from society, the 3D constructs of society. But they do stem from your past, and they're really trying to come up and be acknowledged now so that way you can step into unity. Because when you are unified with Source, when you are unified with yourself, which is connected to Source, unified with that beautiful light, that's when everything flows. I have talked about this before, but if you are new to the channel, it's definitely worth repeating that when you are in that beautiful flow, when you're not limiting yourself or being in a very chaotic state of just being fearful that you're not going to have enough, you're not feeling harmony within with the receiving, being open to receive, and also the exchange between giving and receiving, that balanced exchange too. That's when things do not manifest. If we're putting the worry out there, if we're putting negativity out there, if we are constantly focused on lack, focused on, oh my gosh, what happens if I don't have enough money? What happens if I never get well? What happens if I never have that beautiful marriage kind of scenario, or that partnership where I'm having that family happily ever after type of scenario? What happens if this doesn't happen for me? What am I going to do? And there's that fear that you're not going to be provided for. And you have to understand that that's not being unified with Source. That's not being unified with love. Being unified with love is knowing that love is unlimited. Source is unlimited. It's a constant flow. There's more than enough. It's unlimited for everybody on this planet. So this 1212 gateway has been bringing up a lot of fears in regards to security and stability. How am I going to get by? How am I going to afford such and such? How am I going to have health? If you've been struggling, how am I going to be able to move? How am I going to be able to afford, say, traveling to a twin flame or having to move to a twin flame? And anything. How am I supposed to have this money to start up my new business? And there's just really a huge focus on that earth element. And with that, the purpose and the mission comes up very, very strongly about who you really are, who you're meant to be in this world versus who you thought you were. What is your true mission, your true purpose in this world versus what you thought it was? Are you even on purpose? Are you doing your mission? Are you doing your purpose? Are you still trying to figure out how to transition out of your 3D job into your purpose? Are you still wondering what your actual purpose is and you're still in the middle of a 3D job? But for sure, these energies are really bringing this up as to they are pushing you, absolutely pushing you to now align with your highest version, align with your higher purpose. Anything that has been distorted for you, if your purpose has been distorted, if you have not been who you're meant to be in the world, then things are absolutely transitioning, coming down tower moments happening for people, dark night of the souls happening for people. And it's been really rough for myself. I didn't even realize it, but just connecting with my guides, I have been in a dark night of the soul. And, we can have more than one dark night of the soul for sure. It's not that it's just the dark night of the soul. We can have several. And that's when people usually, say, oh, I feel like I'm stuck or I'm at a crossroads and I can't seem to connect with my inner guidance. I'm not really sure what steps I'm supposed to take. I feel lost. I feel confused. I feel depressed. All those sorts of things. Luckily, I'm at this place now as, going through my journey and the different, different levels of consciousness that I've been through and the things that I'm now aware of, that I do recognize that when things are not as active and you are at that crossroads, that it is a time where it's just not going to be the right thing to resist where you are and to accept that there's more healing to be done. There's more information coming in. And I realized too that there's only so much that I can do, so I could just surrender it over to the higher power and just stay with myself, stay very committed to myself, don't give up on myself, take times out for myself, sit with things, meditate, just allow myself to go through what I need to go through. Allow whatever's coming up that's uncomfortable to come up, and and this is advice for you guys too, not to fall into the illusionary game of blaming yourself, judging yourself, criticizing yourself, blaming others for where you are. Sometimes we tend to blame it on other people. We might blame it on family members. We might blame it on ex-lovers. We may blame it on friends or current or ex-friends. We can fall into that. And, when we're in that painful state, that's something that's very common. But it really, truthfully, those are the illusions. It all comes back to your own self. And we create our own realities. And when we are not experiencing joy in our physical reality, if we're not experiencing abundance in all areas, if we are not feeling comfortable within our own skin, whatever the case may be, it's because there are still those limiting thoughts. There are still things that we are enslaving us with, thoughts that we're enslaving ourselves with, we're limiting ourselves, where we have to understand that our thoughts create our reality. They really, really do. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts, they create emotions, emotional energy, and that energy eventually makes its way into the physical world. So, it's really the best to not just be too hard on ourselves, though, but to take the time, if you're going through the tower moments or you're going through a really rough time, a crossroads right now, to take the time that you need to really stay with yourself and nurture yourself as much as you can. Listen into your own guidance as much as you can. If you are finding it hard to listen to your own guidance, recognize the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities that are coming your way. There are many, many, many that are coming now. The union energies are so intense that you're seeing numbers, you're seeing license plates, you're hearing names, seeing names, you're getting visions, you're getting lots of really clear, intuitive information. And we're also, we've gotten downloads. We're always getting downloads. So that information may not be conscious to you quite yet. So that's why we really have to stay with it and go with the flow when we're going through transitions such as this one. It's really going to help keep us grounded. It's going to really keep us that grounded, centered, and we want to focus on what we need right now for ourselves. There's a really big focus on our needs, fulfilling our needs, How have we limited ourselves from fulfilling them? What can we do to fulfill our own needs? How can we better ourselves, raise our vibration? How could we be of service in the world? What are we meant to do to be of service? So we have a lot of information coming through, a lot of endings. Remember, portals are closings. So, and endings are not easy. They're very difficult. Ending of karmic partnerships, ending of beliefs and patterns, ending of addictions, ending of anything that is not serving your greater good, false identities, attached to materialism or superficial types of things. It can be so many things, but the things that are not good for us, are definitely are closing out. And with that uncomfortable state brings us in this kind of like nowhere zone where we feel helpless. And just recognize that it's okay to feel these low emotions right now. It's okay. It will pass. I know that at the time it feels like it's forever and it's just a hole that you desperately want to crawl out of. But trust me, as you stay with yourself, as you stay with your spiritual team, this gives you this is how I always see it. And this is how I've been seeing it lately, of course, again, because this is how I feel about it. I see it as a great opportunity to reconnect with my spiritual team, reconnect, make that stronger bond with Source. It gives me a fantastic opportunity to reassess my life, to have the opportunity to move forward in a higher way, where I'm living life in a way that's so much better than I used to live it. To grow, the opportunities to grow. Focus on who you're becoming, where you're going. Even if you don't know what that is, just focus on the fact that it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be enjoyable. It's going to feel powerful. It's going to feel supported. It's going to feel amazingly filled with light. The sun, that sunlight is coming in. So you know what they say, it's always darkest before the dawn, right? And that's absolutely true with going through a very rough transition or Crossroads, dark night of the soul. Trust now that all is being prepared, and if you are a divine feminine on the twin flame journey, hold your ground, hold your space is really important. All processes are in progress. Okay, pay very strong attention to your inner oracle. There's information that you do not know about, okay, that may be going on with your divine masculine, things that are happening that you are currently unaware of, and that information may be concealed from you right now, but know that concealed information is blessed information, that you don't need to know it right now, but it is very important for you to just trust in your inner oracle, trust the signs and synchronicities that are very clear now that you're receiving. Trust that everything is in divine alignment and divine order, and trust that if you just keep on focusing on what's coming up for you and going with the flow of your transition and staying in your power and rising above illusions, that's going to help just attract everything together. Okay, so that's really important. Your counterpart, the divine masculines, are being clearly shown and directed by higher forces what changes are there now for them. Okay, there's a lot of accountability that's coming up with the divine masculine. They're understanding now things that are not working for them, relationships that are not working for them. Again, same thing, patterns, beliefs. You guys are parallel, you're mirrors. Their dark night, your dark night. So they're going through a lot of tower moments. They are realizing a lot in terms of what they want from this connection, that they choose it, that they really are feeling it, that no one else can take the place of it, nothing else can. But they're also getting a lot of information about who they are at a soul level, who they're meant to be in the world. Okay, their abilities are surfacing. They are wanting to be more of service now. They're feeling that nudge, they're feeling that pull, that inner calling to do more for the world. Their distortions of self, their masks are coming off. All of those things are definitely being clarified with this portal. A lot of deception is being removed. Deception of the truth, deceiving themselves, perhaps deceiving you. And the emotions that come along with that to let go of, to release. Things like guilt, things like regrets, things like just being really fearful of maybe they just are not good enough to make this connection happen in the physical. So there's some fears there. They really do want to make this happen in the physical. They really do. They really want that whole scenario with you, that happily ever after with you. But then, of course, with that comes up the fears and doubts of what happens if I'm not what they think I am, or I can't be who they want me to be, and all that mind chatter, all that ego comes up to be cleared. So a lot of those things are happening behind closed doors. So just be aware of that. Let me see what else I have here. Forgiveness, yes, forgiveness of others. When we're clearing out patterns, when we're clearing out the past, definitely forgiving ourselves, forgiving others. Really, really important to let go of those heavy burdens that weigh so heavily on us, whether it's forgiving a partner, a family, a member, forgiving ourselves for our certain actions, whatever it is. Understand that there are greater lessons behind it, and to just have gratitude for those lessons. We are moving towards freedom for January 2020, and freedom is, wow, freedom to fly. When you have freedom to fly, you are not being held down to the ground by all of these heavy burdens from the past any longer. So focus on the fact that you are moving towards freedom for 2020. Okay, so all of these stability issues that are coming up for you now, security issues, you will get through this. Trust me, you will. And you will then head into next year and you will be able to achieve that freedom. Your beloved will be able to achieve their freedom as well, as if you are a twin flame. So I just want to just end this with the fact that those who feel that you're not going to be able to have that truth that you hung on to for so long, if you all of a sudden feel like it's just not possible, know that you have been awakened to a connection, you've been awakened to yourself, you've been awakened to knowledge for a reason, and that's so that way you can see it through. We're here for unity consciousness, union with ourselves, union with source, union with our beloveds. And that's that's energetically first. Everything happens energetically, and then it's so that we can anchor that in physical form. Yes, in physical form here on the planet. So know that no matter how impossible the situation may seem to you, and again, there's a lot of information you may not be aware of, okay, which is why you might still be falling into feeling it's impossible. Know that nothing's impossible with true love. Nothing's impossible with God and Goddess and the Ascended Masters, all the beautiful divine beings. With the higher power, nothing's impossible. Replace those nevers, okay? I may never achieve this. I may never have this. My knight in shining armor may never come. I may never have my princess. I may never be able to start that spiritual business and be able to transition out of my 3D job. Whatever it is, whatever those nevers are, my advice is definitely to replace those with I am. I am able to achieve. I am in union with my beloved. I am one with the vibration of prosperity, health, and wealth. I am connected to my life purpose. All of those nevers, try turning them into I am. That's the I am that I am. And as you're doing that, you're one with that energy. And when you're one and not separate, as unity consciousness, when we're not separate from that energy, we're one with it, it flows to us, and it eventually makes its way into the manifested reality in the timing that it needs to. Okay, know the universe is opening doors for you, and it's okay to not have the answers right now. No attachment. Be willing to surrender it to Source. Rise above those illusions, rise above those triggers, whether it's from family members, whether it's from a Hallmark Christmas movie, whatever it is, whatever is triggering you. I know holiday time, can trigger a lot of people, but know that you are supported, you are being taken care of, the magic is taking place, but we want to stay with where we are today and know that where we are today is perfect. Where your beloved is today is perfect. Transition is a beautiful thing. It is a gift to be able to transition and move into positive change. Easy? No. Beautiful? Worth it? Yes. Okay? So that's basically what I have to give today. And I hope that this has really helped somebody out there or many people out there. I really do hope so. Don't give up. Stay with everything. If you are guided to reach out for me, I'm here for readings on the paranormalpriestess.com. If you are interested, please email me. A phone call would not be the way to inquire about a service. Definitely, you would want to email me. Okay, that's definitely the way I would like that. So email me. I will check in with my team to see if we're a vibrational match, and if we are, we can definitely have a channel session. It's very direct communication with your spiritual team, with the archangels, and if you feel like you need that extra help or extra confirmation or reassurance, whatever it is to help you move through your transition, I'm here for that. Absolutely. Again, the paranormalpriestess.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings, everyone, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.